So Venus is a goddess of love and money and beauty, kindness and friendship, romance, etc. And she's with Jupiter exalted. People are desperately seeking hope. The sky is always working for you, not against you. Astrology, it's here to give you the chance to use the sky proactively to time your best life. What does good love look like in your life? And what does good money look like in your life? Okay.
Lunatic astrology.
Something beautiful is happening in our sky right now, something wonderful. And if you've been feeling exhausted, uncertain, or spiritually worn down like I have, this message might be arriving in the nick of time. Between May the 19th and June the 12th, Venus and Jupiter travel together through the sign of Jupiter's exaltation. And this is one of the most hopeful astrological alignments of the year. It's a rare window of love and blessings and prosperity and truth and opportunity and emotional healing. And there's another element that goes even deeper. The moon, the ruler of Cancer, has been bound between the nodes of fate in a difficult karmic pressure point and will be relieving herself of that negative energy or challenging energy on May the 23rd through till June the 9th. So we have two windows of blessings here, the big broad one and the nugget in the middle. And this moon breaking free of the Kalsarpa Yoga on the 24th of May to June the 9th can bring us a sense of relief and clarity and a sense that things are finally beginning to move forward again. So let's break this down for your sign, this blessed window of time, and see what we get for sun, moon, and rising. Let's get going. Well, we've got some good astrological news for you. The sky is lit up with Venus and Jupiter giving us the beautiful and the good, as Plato would say. And we're going to move into a wonderful window of 25 days, or we are in it and continue to be so, between the 19th of May and all the way through to June 12th, with Venus and Jupiter holding hands and dancing up a storm of positivity in one part of our sky. And it's called the sign of Cancer. That one slice of the zodiac, one of 12 whole sign tie slices in your natal chart, brings positive, really beautiful blessings. It's rare. How rare? Jupiter exalted in Cancer happens once every 12 years for a whole year. And so in this regard, you can look forward to this being an extraordinary window of time. Again, May 19th to about June the 12th. And that 25-day window is golden. It gets even better when the moon moves out of a Kalsarpa Yoga, and we're going to break it down for your sign today. This is a video all for your sign. We're not covering world astrology today. What do you do with sun, moon, and rising? People are always confused. Your sun sign is like your true core nature, your essential self. It has to do with career and purpose and a reason to be incarnated. Your moon sign is how you think and feel about your life. It can represent your home, your nest, your domicile. And your rising sign is your simulation avatar. If you look at Leos, you got the big hair, the big beards. If you look at someone like me in Aquarius rising, we're skinny usually. It's called the lean sign, right? Saturn signs. So one side of the story here is that your rising sign is most accurate for most people most of the time. Still, over the age of 45 or so, you're likely to feel your sun sign becoming extremely also accurate for listening to predictive astrology. Remember, this is a general astrology reading. It's called general bell curve. What is a bell curve? There will be outliers. We can't possibly look at your unique chart here, which tells us what kind of dignities or debilities your planets have, what kind of Time Lord period you're in. So that is not something I can cover for you, but I can give you the lay of the land, the general gist of this goodness. So Venus is a goddess of love and money and beauty, kindness and friendship, romance, etc. And she's with Jupiter exalted on his like kingly water toy in the swimming pool of Cancer, where he's kind of in a highlight of extreme beneficence and positivity. And he could be bringing Venus and Jupiter together for big love, wealth, prosperity boosts, matters connected to fertility and pregnancy and children and grandchildren, things connected to an expansion of something Venusian. And that is all going to depend today, when you listen for your sign, on where your Cancer whole sign house sits in the sky. Please use whole sign houses. Don't know what that means? Check below my description box. Thank you. Why would you do that? Because cast your chart in whole sign houses so you can use proper Time Lord tools and actually get the most out of astrology. It is a traditional house system. It works the best. Trust me. You'll be confused if you're listening today to Placidus. You won't know why this is not making any sense to you. And it will probably make you feel extremely frustrated. Now, I want to tell you one thing, guys. As I record this, I hope I don't have some scrape on my marble counter here. But I want to mention that one of the things that I find going on in our sky right now is people are desperately seeking hope, guidance, truth, wisdom, anything to get us through this hot mess called reality. I am in the same condition as you guys. I'm no different. One of the things I want you to know is that the sky is always working for you, not against you, but it does help each of us independently to look at the sky and get ahead of the curve. That's why we use astrology. It's a map of time. It's a map of time. If someone was going to tell you, 100 yards from now, there's a roadblock and you were going on a trip, right? Then you would, or Siri does that now. She tells you where the roads are in problems, right? What would you do? You would make a detour. You would do something different. This is the value add of astrology. It's here to give you the chance to use the sky proactively to time your best life. So I want to say, if you want to do that, my beginner's course starts in the month of September. My sky reader every September, live with me, 6 weeks, but this year 7. In the description box below is a wait list. Sign up for it. And maybe you can, instead of me giving you a bunch of fish, you can go fishing yourself and time your own life without my help. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to start, by the way, my name is Lori Lothian. Oh my goodness, I forgot to say that. This is the Western Tropical Zodiac, of course, not sidereal. And so like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I just crossed 150,000 subscribers. I'm having a big giveaway right now. Not giveaway, but 40% off every single course I've ever taught. Replay PDF downloads at my new website, lorilothian.com. Go check lorilothian.com. Code celebrate, all caps. Check it out. All right. So Ren Butler is a friend of mine. Lives in Canada. We've had a few dinners and breakfasts together. He's also my former teacher. And he wrote a wonderful book called The Archetypal Universe, about the archetypes of planets and when they come together, what they mean. And so the archetypal energies of the two planets that we're about to talk about, Venus and Jupiter, in his estimation, involve the following themes. Venus and Jupiter in the positive side, the non-shadow side, feelings of grand happiness. I'm going to have to describe your 25 days of grand happiness, enjoyment, positive and supportive relationships, gorgeous and expansive beauty, impressive taste, style, and the glory of love, the glory of love. And it's not just romantic love. It can be friendship love, just love in its pure glory. Jupiter brings higher love, more celestial love, and Venus brings the mortal coil love. And the two of them are hooking up together. You could open your heart to unconditional love and forgiveness, but also love that is true. Jupiter has a premium on truth, wisdom, and knowledge. And Venus is love and pleasure. What are your true pleasures? What are your true what do you truly know about love? Who do you love? And is it a true love, or is it based on some transaction or some desire to get something from somebody? I was in a love relationship of there was a physical attraction with somebody when I was quite a lot younger than I am now, in my early 40s. I'm 64. And I was in a relationship that I had a non-true, non-pure motive. When I inspected it after that disastrous relationship ended, I saw that I had a kind of a untrue, unpure reason for being in that relationship. Right? It was coming off of need and desperation and fear of being alone. And that's not a way to come into love. A way to come into love is to be in that state of knowingness, that you know that this person's true and right for you. We think a lot of things in our brain and head, really not here, but our mind. And we feel a lot of things here and in our gut as well. And feeling and thinking is great, but it doesn't guide us to truth. What guides us to truth is knowing. When we talk about Jupiter, we often want to say knowledge, but he's deeper than knowledge. Mercury can be the thinking mind, the intellect, the pro-con list, and the information dude. But Jupiter's role is spiritual knowing, the knowing heart, as the Sufis would call it. So I want you to think about how, when it comes to love and prosperity and money and friendships and truth and beauty and goodness, as you go through the 19th of May, all the way through to the 12th of June, once every 12-year opportunity to kick this story into gear, although it did happen last year in a rare double dip, and it happened last July. you're probably going to notice that you're able to come to truth, knowledge, and wisdom about that love story, that friendship, that prosperity or money or earnings or story or whatever you're dealing with. I'll be describing it based on your sign shortly. But there is a shadow side to everything. And Jupiter exalted sometimes bites off more than he can chew. He wants to go big or go home. He's sort of like, he may even be a bit of like, promises, 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 and you're like, you might be like expecting more than is likely realistic when Jupiter's exalted in any sign. And Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon is going to break out of a difficult containment between the nodes of fate in a Kalsarpa yoga and free the world a bit. So we're going to draw that into the story of this time frame we're talking about, May 19th to June the 12th. What is the shadow side of Jupiter especially when he pairs up with Venus, right? Well, we can have a tendency towards rich living and indulgence, social ambition and snobbery, coyness, sweetness, and friendliness, and a gaudy and overblown aesthetic, habitual laziness and passivity. Well, you're having too much pleasure, right? You're like, I just want to lie on the sofa with my whatever pleasure thing you have going on. Some fun quotes for people who have strong Venus Jupiters in their chart is Samuel Johnson: "It's better to live rich than to die rich. So spend it while you got it." Robert Browning, who is Venus conjunct Jupiter: "It was roses, roses all the way down." And then there's another funny one, Tammy Faye Baker, who the crying mascara, the old wife of the Mr. Baker, the preacher, Venus Jupiter trine. She says, "I always go shopping. I always say shopping is cheaper than a psychiatrist." Yeah, vanity, conceit are some shadow themes here as well. Goddess Aphrodite, Goddess Ishtar, religious decorations and trappings, and some of the archetypes of the beautiful and the good. Beautiful, of course, is Venus. The good is Jupiter. You could actually narrow this down to good love. What does good love look like in your life? And what does good money look like in your life? Okay. What does good money look like? There's poison money. There's toxic money. There's money that has a cost. What does good money and good wealth and good prosperity look like? What does good love and good friendship look like? What does good beauty look like? Do we really want to look, beautiful at the expense of looking like I don't know, I can't even do it. Injectable lips, right? Think about what good beauty looks like too. Jupiter good, Venus beauty. At what point does the beauty industry make us look stupid and ridiculous instead of truly beautiful? So those are some thoughts I have about the combinations. We're going to start with Aries. We're going to rotate the wheel and go through your sign. I'm going to show you how the moon will be freed up from a bondage between the nodes of fate, and she's helping break the whole world a little bit free of that Kalsarpa yoga, the serpent of time yoga, which can be very difficult. And we've been, of course, enmeshed in world wars. I'm not going to talk world astrology today. I'm not in the mood. Please go see what I talked about for 30 minutes for your sign in the month of June, right? We're getting ahead of myself. It's not for this week, but I do talk about the conjunction between Venus and Jupiter coming up around June the 12th. June the 12th? Sometime in June. We'll be covering that when we get closer to it. June the 9th. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at the chart together. And thanks again. If you haven't ever liked and subscribed, would you consider doing that? Hyping, commenting. I get all these times I hear from you guys that you have been unsubscribed, even though you've been long-term followers. So also please check, because I don't think that I'm the only channel having that problem. So it would be helpful if you double check that you're still on my subscriptions. Alrighty. This is a story here. You're looking at May the 25th, 2026. The day I am actually recording, and you're going to notice that the sky is laden with stories. This is the moon. Am I recording on May? No, I'm recording on the 17th. I apologize. Let's go back a bit. So the moon has to break out of this line, right? This line's important, and the moon will break out of this line, and the moon will do that about here on May 23rd. And there's a freedom here and a removal of pressure and difficulty for the collective. And as the moon gets the heck out of the signs, bound between this section of sky up here, as the moon breaks free of this, then we're looking at the idea that she's getting ready to help the world. in some way. And Venus entered this part of your chart on May the 19th. And on May the 19th, she was beginning to deadhead for her June the 9th rendezvous with Jupiter. Believe me, we're having a big deep dive video for that. But they're called co-present, and you are feeling the goodness and the truth and the beauty and all of that. You feel it as soon as she enters in there May 19th. It's like a breath of fresh air. Something is going to change. And as she moves through this part of her sky, and on June 9th will conjunct Jupiter, you're feeling the blessings. We're all feeling the blessing. So what we're going to do is we're going to move towards this story from the perspective of when you're likely watching this video. This is the best 25 days of 2020. I'll probably call this the best 25 days of 2026 with Venus and Jupiter together, co-present in the sign of Cancer. His exaltation happens once every 12 years, and her collaborative participation in goodness that she's trying to elevate you, me, and the world to experience. So let's start off with the idea. We'll start with Aries, of what Venus can translate the goodness to. We'll also remind ourselves that Venus is the lord of two signs. She owns Taurus, and she also owns the real estate. Bless her beautiful soul. That is called, and she exalts Pisces over here. She rules Taurus and she rules Libra. So there's collateral goodness coming to three parts of your chart based on your whole sign sky. Let's start off, of course, with good old Aries. So we're going to start with Aries. I don't like deviating from the zodiacal alpha and omega, as they would call it here. Aries, come back. Come back to me, Aries. I would have put this out earlier if I'd had even an iota of time. But I didn't. But it's really because the Kalsarpa yoga is also breaking free and breaking through. I'm going to get there, guys. You'll see it. Lori's going to cue the chart. Praise the Lord. All right. Aries, sun, moon, and rising sign. So you're noticing that there is a beautiful vibe going on from about the 19th of May to June 12th, that 25 glorious days, the glory of love. It's in your fourth house. Are you loving your home? Is your love in your home? Is your home bigger, better, beautiful, expanded? Is there truth, knowledge, and wisdom and knowingness in your home? What is going on that feels good and true, beautiful, delightful, and expansive in the home? Sometimes with something like this, it could literally be you're learning something from home and you're loving what you're learning. You're like, this is amazing. This is like incredible. Or you have a female guest in the home or a spiritual teacher, a guru, Jupiter. But all said and done, the home, your domestic private life, where you lay your head to rest at night, is where the goodness is. I'm an Aries sun and moon. I'm moving my home, and I'll be moving in sometime the last week of May, and it's going to embed my feeling of goodness in the home. I'm going like, oh my God, this feels so damn good. And as I said, the moon has broken free of the Kalsarpa yoga around May 23rd. And there's a sense of liberation and freedom from some repressive energy that you might have experienced here in and from your home. Like OMG, especially you guys, like the home is a hardship or difficulty or intense. Things in the home don't feel like easy and flowing. People you're living with is challenging. For me, it's just been trying to pack boxes and sell stuff. The vibe in the home can have felt difficult, but now that doesn't happen anymore. The moon has gone off for half a month out of the Kalsarpa yoga. And the vibe with Venus down here, quite often we can be artistic or creative in the home as well. You might be wanting to decorate, redecorate, but with Jupiter, you're going big. Like you're going to do the whole house with new paint colors, or you could be expanding your home even as well. If you're in a long-term committed love relationship, Venus can bring you more enjoyment with your love partner in the home. She rules your seventh. Or if you're single, you can meet somebody that you're going to have a massive, like profound love story going on, but you'd meet them close to home, right? In the area right near where you're living, really close to your domicile where you live. So that could bring you new love close to home, but it could also mean with Venus's rulership, bless her soul, of your money house, more prosperity in your second house from something that you're doing in and from the home. And because this is like a 25-day story, it's going on, right? It's not a day in the life of. She's going to reboot this part of your chart on June the 9th, and it's going to give you a whole year of blessings, but we'll cover that when we get to the conjunction on June 9th. I want to just talk about the vibe that you're feeling. the good vibe you're feeling. Money might be flowing. You might be working hard, but you might be spending more money than you normally do, but you're okay with it because you're infused with abundance and prosperity. And Venus down here, she's also quite capable of exalting you, giving you a little tap on the shoulder for digital income, borderless revenue, money from foreign places, foreign people, and far off lands. The exaltation of your 12th house is her story. And also Jupiter doubles down on that, for it's his own domicile. Any of you are involved in things to do with writing, publishing, teaching and learning, with Jupiter's ownership of your 9th house, there may be some translation to that story looking better than usual in these 25 days. However, remember that it also has to encompass this sort of in the home, from the home. So if you teach in and from your home, right, or social media beast out in and from your home, there may be a nice glow going on for these 25 days where things are smooth, good, true, and beautiful, and you're enjoying the ride. Downside, indulgence, like ice cream, Haagen-Dazs, chocolate, mac and cheese, wine, food, merry song, whatever, drugs, whatever you use. Too much indulgence and pleasures in the home may be a challenge. So be cautious there. You don't want to overdo it. Jupiter definitely has his exaltation, which is a huge expanding energy, and you might be compelled to overdo things in the home. All right. But finally, it's because I believe because the moon is the ruler of Cancer and breaks free of a straitjacket just as, around the 23rd. Okay. So go from the 23rd of May until June 12th. And now wherever all these promises I've been giving you felt like they weren't quite true, see a tonal change after the 23rd of May through to June 12th, where everything I just said to you might feel more likely true than not. Okay, that's my take on it, especially given that the node is in the 6th house. It's good for your health. It's good for your health routines. It's good for your work. It's good for pets, getting pets, having pets, caring for pets, healthy pets. Things get better there. And it's good for rentals and rental properties. That vibe will carry through as sort of a signature goodness, I believe, from about May the 19th to June 12th, roughly. And not quite all the way, because the moon will re-enter that damn yoga trap, but for most of it. Let me double check. Sorry, I should have checked before we started. And the moon will get back into that hot mess on the other side of the nodes sometime around June the 8th. So in essence, your best time, like the super golden nectar time with the moon free of the Kal-Sarp yoga, serpent of time, will be around May the 23rd. May the 23rd to June the 8th. Okay, and then we have that conjunction on the 9. I had to write that down because I have Menno brain and I want to be able to remember the date I just gave you. Yeah, Menno brain is a thing. Although I don't have cognitive decline or dementia. And why? Because I talk fast. Apparently, a new study shows people who talk slow with lots of pauses and lots of and ah, that shows the early onset of cognitive decline. I'm a little concerned about Prime Minister Carney. If he doesn't have a script in front of him, all he does is go and ha and Prime Minister in Canada. I'm Canadian. Let's go ahead and talk about Taurus. Well, all right. So Taurus, the 25 best days of 2026. The glory of Venus and Jupiter, May 19th, June 12th. You're looking at the vibe in your 3rd house. If you're a Taurian who has a need to be a social media person or to invest in websites, teaching, social media platforms, if that's a part of your story, this is quite positive for you, because basically this is where you get the glow up. And the energy here is also really good for your enjoyment of your local environment, the neighborhood, the neighbors, the city, the town, the everyday places you go. There's some kind of good, true, beautiful pleasure and enjoyment being had here. Downside, overindulgence, going out to the pub with friends and going home blackout drunk or something. You know what I mean? You got to be careful, Taurus, about overindulgence in your 3rd house. But on the other hand, there is blessings here for sure for you. When the moon is kind of activating the freedom from the Kal-Sarpa yoga on May 23rd to June the 8th, there's also significant blessings in your fifth house of romantic love. I can see leisure travel, getaway trips for you, having fun. My Taurus daughter's going off to Nevada or like a Reno or whatever during this time, crazy ass. So she didn't even know this was going to happen. The trip has been planned. So you kind of get this getaway, love, romance, leisure travel, blessing, freedom to go and enjoy that. Super blessings if you're an entrepreneur come through these, not the whole 25 days, but rather even more tightly, May 23rd to June the 8th. There's blessings in how you operate as an entrepreneur in your social media landscape that bring goodness to you and more success. Now, technically, a sibling one younger than you and a sibling two younger than you are highly activated. Also, a sibling one older than you. This Jupiter-Venus combination brings blessings through, with, and because of those siblings. If you're a content creator or a writer, then your third house is lit with luck. So content creation and writing are particularly awesome for you during the entirety of the 25 days, May 19th to June 28th, with an extra special lush up goodness golden ticket, May 23rd to June the 8th. So look for some success in that area of your life if it's a part of your wheelhouse. Venus can translate this goodness and bring it all the way to your work and livelihood house, employers. And a lot of you might find that you get perks, rewards in the workspace. You might even be finding yourself wanting to hire employees. You might even find yourself getting hired in a job. Now, the sixth house revolves around other matters, including pets. And so there's some positive directions that pets may be involved in, new directions with you. You might even secure a pet at a local pet shop, the third house, the local neighborhood, the local environment, all that good stuff. You might also find that Venus can bring you some extremely positive directions along with Jupiter in your 11th house of great gains. Like this is I got an Academy Award. I got a double raise promotion. I got the best office corner you can get, the perks, the gains, the rewards of all your hard work in the 10th house of career. So if you're working, you have a path of work and career, then this is going to open up a delicious energy, especially as we approach the actual time frame here that we're looking at, Monday, the 25th. Venus just before that, the weekend into early in the week, will trine the north node of fate and sextile the south node. Luscious energy for great gains in your career. Stupendously positive advancements in work and professional endeavors. And I wouldn't put it past Venus to bring you a windfall, a penny from heaven or two as well, along with Jupiter. I don't know where that windfall comes from. You'll have to tell me if and when it happens. Mercury is with the sun and Uranus, ruling your house of lottery wins, and the moon is still there early in the week. Sure, play the lottery, know your limit, play within it, but you might feel this vibe of windfalls. And the windfall opportunities is most acute or more apt to show up between May 23rd and June the 8th. That said, the whole divine blessings have begun as early as May 19th, just more juicy to June 28th, juicy between May 23rd and June the 8th. Jupiter is a ruler of your 8th house. Again, chunks of money could come your way. I don't know from whom, from what, from where. A commission check, a bonus, a sign-on package, a big commission check, a royalty check. All of that checks, no one sends it in the mail, but you know what I mean? There's a big money vibe, positive. If you want to translate Jupiter to the 8th house, he may be able to lend a hand there with Venus supporting you from the house, from her exaltation of the house of windfalls. So you're 11th. So there's a glorious 25 days here with a highlight on May 23rd to June the 8th. Let me know how it goes for you in the comments, especially after the moon breaks free of Kalsarpa. So May 23rd to June 8th, let me know what kind of feelings this has engendered for you. Oh, and just a general sweet spot is your neighbors, your cousins, your siblings. I mean, this is beautiful energy in revolving around you and how you relate to them and what's going on in that world. Okay. So you can keep your eye on that. A really good feeling here. Learning Jupiter. If you want to learn something, take a course, especially online skills-based learning or some kind of shorter course. Like my daughter's learning to sew and sewing courses. This could be a really beautiful window of time to take that course and enjoy it and learn and do well, or sign up for it. And especially good for you around those considerations. Especially if you want to use a natural talent and gift, a hobby, and you want to learn how to do it better, then this is a really good window of time for you, especially May 23rd to June the 8th. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sign. Well, the energy here is extraordinarily positive for your money. And if you have been struggling financially at all, this is amazing. This is going to open up the chance for some luck in your finances. Now, the kind of financial luck you could have here can feel a little bit like the coffers are overflowing, the cup runneth over in your finances. Jupiter is exalting your money anyway since last year. Now Venus is joining in. And as she started in there and started waking up that part of your chart, she's a goddess of money, right? So she really wants it to work. And Jupiter has already been there. You started to feel that May 19th to June 12th. Sorry. She exalts your career house and Jupiter and reputation, and Jupiter owns it. So a lot of that money is professional. Very little of that money is like, I won a lottery ticket, but I'm not going to put that out of the possibility field because your fifth house is the house of winning money and Venus owns it. So yes, a lot of that with the North Node of worldly success meant the money and the flow that you're beginning to experience May 19th to June 28th could be May 19th to June 12th could be connected to your professional endeavors, but you're one of the signs for whom windfalls through winning money could occur. Casinos, gambling, lottery tickets, take your pick. All of it is possible. Not everyone will have that. It's not a promise. It's a particular possibility, but I wouldn't put it outside the bounds of what's possible. You might also be having a lot of expansion and growth and prosperity connected to things to do with your possessions. I mean, I'm not joking, but you're selling something and you're taking in a bit of money. It turns out your car has low mileage and you get double the market value or something. So, if you are looking at things you possess bringing wealth, that could be a story. The moon has moved out of the Kalsarpa Yoga on May 23rd to June 8th, and that brings a very powerful blessing, most likely connected to home, property, land, and real estate, and also connected to people in your home and your money situation. Energetically, with Jupiter ruling your seventh house, even though in an aversion, there may be some translation of prosperity connected to marriage partners or long-term love partners, but it looks like more prosperity through divorce settlement monies. Okay. I'm not going to explain why, just trust me on that. And you could be coming into some positive directions there as well. How you speak, your voice is your second house. It's beautiful speech, eloquent speech, flowing speech, kind speech, true speech, wise speech, Jupiter, Venus. All of that is true when it comes to making money. You're aiming for the good and the true and the beautiful when it comes to how you make your money. And yet by doing so, you will dramatically prosper. If any of you makes money from the 12th house, which can be like barter trade, export, import, but also in our modern day, money from foreign people, foreign lands, and far off places, some of you are making money because you are on the online digital income realm. That would be very much a nice increase for you as well. And I wonder, with Venus here too, and Mars over here, there's a possibility some of you could get involved in a relationship with somebody far away. But if you do, get in some kind of faraway love relationship, just because Venus rules your fifth house of romantic love and your commitment house, you could get involved in that, but there will be like a stressful little finger of God vibe to your descendant coming up this week. So be cautious you don't get involved in a relationship that you can't, what do you call it? When people get married and consummate the marriage, right? Long distance love relationships can be emerging under this Venus transit, but it may also be a difficult transit because then you have real estate, borders, distance between you. Venus ruling your romance house with Jupiter could bring you a new love story through your professional endeavors and activities that you meet because of things you're doing in the career space. And that would be better than the long distance possibility as well. That's what I got for you, Gemini. Keep me abreast of how that rolls for you. I have a progressed sun, so sun equals career and purpose. I can kind of relate. Let's take a sip from my mug. How's it going, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising? What you up to? You are being blessed by double your blessings, Jupiter and Venus in your sign. This happened last July. Okay. It usually only happens once every 12 years. We get a double dip this time. I'll be diving into the June 9th conjunction for your sign with all kinds of goodie bags to tell you about. So please like and subscribe. You are getting ready for some serious joy and happiness and pleasure and goodness and truth and good stuff in your life. Just enjoying reality. So you might have started to feel a little bit lighthearted, better about everything, who you are, what you look like, your wardrobe, but also just you being you in this matrix, whether it's your Cancer sun, your career, Cancer moon, your home life and domicile and emotions, and Cancer rising, your character in the simulation. The identity is I am for you risings. I am expansive, lucky. I am beautiful. I am kind. I am truthful. I am knowledgeable. I'm in love with life. I'm in love with myself. I am going to go big or go home. That's a vibe for the ascendants. Okay. Now, with this energy and Venus moving towards Jupiter, and it started on May the 19th and it closes out on the 12th of June. So 25 days of glory. This energy is also going to have a subset of a little bit of time wedged in the middle, May 23rd to June 8th, that feels better than everything else. May 23rd to June 8th, we have the moon not in that Kalsarpa yoga. And that's where things can feel really, really delicious. You may find that you are going to benefit greatly, either benefit a sibling or benefit greatly from a sibling. You might also notice that you could end up in this kind of beautiful energy, having a kind of exalted spiritual connection to the divine, the voice of God, your prayer, your commitment to your devotions, your meditations, whatever you do for inner stillness and peace. That's because Jupiter owns your ninth house and Venus is the exaltation lord. Any of you in the writing world could get a book publishing deal or find an agent or, all of that good stuff. So there's goodness in the ninth house that way. Not too bad as well. If you need to win in a legal or court case, you'll be probably seeing good things happen between May 23rd and June 8th. But the broad brushstroke here is that you're feeling on top of the world. Energetically speaking, you might also feel more attractive. I like the idea that Venus is the ruler of your house of great gains, where your Taurus career space lands. Yes, Mars is up there. Yes, he's making you work hard for your gains. But on the other hand, the benefits are there to be had by you. And she could say, well, especially as she approaches June 9th, let's kick it up a notch. Let's bring you an incredible bonus check or the best job you've ever applied for. And they say yes. Jupiter rules your job, work house, right? Their sixth house. So if you're looking for an employment, a job, a place to work, then I'm liking this a lot, not just May 19th to June 12th, but I'm really liking it in the little nugget of May 23rd to June 8th is even more exceptional, way more exceptional even. Energetically speaking, I would say to you, get your ask, there's a question, there's a book that was called The Ask or something like that, or Ask, but it's a good time to ask for favors from friends, allies, and benefactors, your 11th house, or a sibling one older. Ask for favors, ask for benefits, ask for help. This could open up a possibility too of an incredibly beautiful opportunity to travel abroad. This can even involve pilgrimages. Things going on in your work in this 25-day glory window. If you work from home are successful. Also, Venus is the ruler of your fourth house of home, property, and real estate. Matters connected to your home. Like you could be expanding your home, beautifying your home. I think my sister's installing new windows in her home, that kind of thing. She's a Cancer rising. So there's a sense of going big on it though, right? You're not just going to like paint the bathroom. You're going to, beautify the entire home or put windows in the home, or just an example from my sister. You want to change the home to be more beautiful, more opulent, more prosperous, more gorgeous. Yeah, more enjoyable. And you're going to feel that energy, really the best of it, May 23rd to June 8th, and the bigger, broader brushstroke, May 19th to June 28th. Hey, Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign. The energy speaks to me of you feeling very spiritual. I don't know what's going on in your world. You're diving below the surface. The moksha liberation of the 12th is calling you. It started to really pull you in, maybe May the 19th and through to June 12th. Your inner life, your solitude, your contemplation, your deep dives into your spiritual world is the story. Now, sometimes this Venus, Jupiter can bring you all kinds of blessings connected to far off people, distant shores and lands. And you might even with this story be considering an ashram, a spiritual retreat, or time alone, like a writer's retreat. Things like that will call you. Jupiter is abundance and prosperity, and he rules your house of inheritance, where Venus is also the goddess of money. There's a possibility some of you may come into some kind of inheritance money in this window of time. Venus is also the owner or the domicile lord of your third house. So maybe money from a sibling. It doesn't have to be an inheritance, but a chunk of money from a sibling may arrive on your doorstep. The energy of Venus is also commensurate here with love and romance. And yet with the Jupiter, it's big love, big romance from someone who is in a distant, far off land or shore from where you currently reside. Not my recommendation. Long distance love is very hard. I've done it, but Jupiter rules your falling in love, fifth house, right? Falling in love. Venus is about love. Could fall in love, might have to travel a bit back and forth with the third house activation. She owns that as well. If you want to make money from digital income and borderless revenue because you work in an international community online, your Venus rules your third house of the social media landscape in the online world and media of all kinds. So media expands you into lots of, I'm sleeping at night and I'm selling my course from people around the world or something like that. That kind of revenue, that kind of income can be coming at you in glorious ways, May the 19th to June the 12th. So count on something good. Venus is the ruler of your 10th house of career. Certainly your career, your social media landscape are doing very, very well. And if you're entrepreneurial, Jupiter rules your 5th house of entrepreneurship, you're off to the races. I like this. I know there's a kite. We're going to cover that on my week ahead video. I think that what you're able to do with this energy is to capture some kind of career professional success story that brings you more money. When the Kalsarpa yoga is broken, the moon is in the earnings part of the chart. So in a very nutshell, you might get a new job, you might get more raises and promotions, or you just might be more lucky when it comes to career and earnings during the 25 golden days that we're talking about. Emphasis on the best luck and goodness, May 23rd to June the 8th. Now, I know people don't like to hear about inheritances and it does upset them. And I totally understand that. And I'm not guaranteeing you are going to get an inheritance, but money that isn't directly earned can come to you in some magical way. And again, bonus checks, performance reviews, on and on we go. And I don't really think that this is the most compelling chart for an inheritance, to be honest. So I don't want to stress you out. All right, moving onward. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. The first thing I'm noticing about your chart is how amazing you're feeling about your 11th house. If you're a social person, this is going to bless you in your extended networks of friends and social groups and engagements, in larger groups as well as smaller. And these friendship network circles are lit up. This is a comma house. It's also your long range goals, dreams, and desires for your life. Now, Jupiter says true, good, and wise, and Venus says pleasure. What does true, good, wise, pleasure look like with friendship groups, right? Are you looking for friends that you laugh your head off with, that you all play a good game of, Pictionary, versus that we all go to the pub and come home from the bar or the club and everybody's like sick the next day? Those aren't the friends you probably really want. Jupiter and Venus are trying to bring the good friends, and Venus rules what you put in your mouth. Or nose. So I would say there's a good case here for friends that have healthy habits being a part of this community energy, the blessing you May the 19th to June the 12th. There's a superior blessing for everything. I repeat myself, May the 23rd to June 8th, as the moon gets out of the Kalsarpa yoga and activates your first house of identity. The moon has moved on. I can't help it. I can go back a day if you want to see the moon breaking free of the node. So let me try that to get you back. No, I'm losing your sign now. Just trust me. The moon was here breaking free of the Kalsarpa yoga on the 23rd. And the energy is that you could open up a kind of new identity, a new way of being. It's a first quarter moon, a new identity. The seeds are sprouting for a new way of being you in the world, a new way of being who you are meant to be. A Virgo sun, a new way of being in your career. Virgo moon, a new way of being in your home life and your emotional states. And Virgo rising, a new way of being you in the simulation. And so that is again attached to healthy friendship networks and good company and enjoyment at a deep, true, beautiful level. Now, Venus is the ruler of, the owner of, the domicile lord of your money in a career gains house. There's a strong possibility of increasing your revenue from your work and career to actualize a long-range goal, wish, and dream. Both Jupiter and Venus can bring very positive directions for your long-term committed love relationship, including consolidation such as buying a home, moving in together, getting married, getting engaged, or getting proposed to. This energy is extraordinarily powerfully positive. And even though it's been active since May 19th and will be so till June 12th, I don't think you're going to get the best of what I just described until May 23rd to June the 8th. Look for evidence of that to be true. And if you've been thinking about what you really want in life, what's your long range goals and dreams? Well, Venus owns your Dharma house. What do you want to do in life? And who do you want to be in life? When it comes to being on purpose and aligning with the Dharma path that you're meant to live. It's easy to be on purpose if you are in your zone of genius in life. We have a zone of mediocrity, excellence, and genius. The book is called The Leap. If you can enter into your zone of genius, you will be not only on purpose, but you'll be enjoying the ride and most likely enjoying commensurate prosperity by being in your zone of genius. Not your zone of mediocrity, and certainly not your zone of just excellence. We can go higher. So consider that a possibility. And the nodes of fate, are supporting that Venus Jupiter in the marriage house. And what are you letting go of? Are you letting go of things that don't serve you? That's a cliched phrasing, but it's true, because the more you dump out things that get in the way of your Virgo sun, profession, Virgo moon, emotional maturity, states of consciousness that are peaceful, and or your home life, and Virgo rising, the more you release, surrender, and let go of people, friends, long-range goals and plans and dreams, or gains in your career that have too much of a cost for you, the more you're going to point to your true North Star and move into the alignment you're meant to be in. Finally, you could go on a trip because of this. Mars is a travel god. He prefers domestic travel, but he's in the international travel house. You could go on an international trip with a long-term love partner or a friend connected to the sky. More likely true. It's activated, yes, May 19th to June 12th. It is, but it's more likely to activate specifically positively May the 23rd to June the 8th. Now, I'm going to take a quick chocolate break and I'll be right back for the next sign. I'm back. All right, let's get rolling. Sometimes a girl's got to get a chocolate break. I need to be a sponsor for world famous chocolate brands, honestly, because I eat a lot of dark chocolate. And here we have it. What's your secret to success? Dark chocolate keeps me rolling. Better than a green tea latte. Better matcha, better than coffee. Let's move into the next story. Thank you, Virgos, for listening. I don't want to go by day. I'm not why I'm going by day. Sorry, we'll go by hour, day by day. Libra, sun, moon, and I always break for Libra, right? What the hell is that? That Libra gets my break times. Okay, hang in there. This is driving me nuts. Sorry, it's just me, software, mouse, incompatibility of life. All right. Libra, sun, moon, and rising. My chocolate break has happened and we're on to your sign. At the halfway mark, Libra, we break for chocolate. I am going to tell you that Venus is a lord of your sign as it is for Taurus, and Venus is in the 10th house. This is career success, bar none. You've been seeing some really big gains in your career. I don't know, raises, promotions, more money, awards, accolades, bosses love you. You're glowing. If you're in a visible career, you're like a superstar. You've got little celebrity even. People love you. May 19th, yes, to June 12th. So true. But we have a Kalsarpa yoga and we don't get that gnarly mess out of the way. And don't forget the moon rules Cancer until May 23rd to June the 28th. May 23rd to June the 8th. May 23rd to June the 8th is the luscious, beautiful, juicy window of time. In fact, probably I'll have to do a redo on the intro to express that more clearly. So having this energy of May 23rd to June 8th be extraordinarily lucky is what I'm trying to point at in your career. So I don't know, you could get a raise, could get a promotion, could get the top level job because the North Node in your workhouse is angling for it. The North Node in your workhouse is like, go there, bigger home, go big or go home. I don't care what you do for a living. You're going to be the director of the Starbucks Barista Center or something. You have an increase of success professionally in this window. Yes, we're going to talk about the Venus Jupiter conjunction on June 9th in a separate video, but Libra, sun, moon, and rising, especially rising and sun, this is glorious. And so what I would say is if you don't feel like you're capable of that success, ask for it. Go to the boss and say, I'm working too hard for this much money. I need a raise. or whatever you need to do, because you're looking to find good, true, beautiful, wise, abundant pleasure and work all intermingled. You want to enjoy the ride of being this successful. If you're not enjoying it, all that glitters is not gold, right? If you're not enjoying it and you're making money, but you're miserable, that's not the point. The universe is trying to crack open from May 19th to June 12th, the lesson that being successful should at least be moderately fun and enjoyable. And by the way, bring you happiness. And so success out of balance with the rest of your life, you work all day, all night, you have no social life, no friends, no romantic love, no time to walk your dog. That's not enjoyable, right? So there's something about that balance. You guys at Libras always need to find balance in work and play. It's a part of your archetype. So I love this for you to find the balance you need. Also, even though the success story is here professionally and it goes to your work, employee-employer relationships narrative as well, you're also going to notice that Jupiter will try to transfer some of the luck best he can, right? Maybe to your third house. So you could have some really superior blessings connected to relationships with siblings and connected to professional endeavors, connected to social media and the social media landscape, and some very good blessed professional travel opportunities that open up doors for you of even more success. The best part of this energy is May 23rd to June 8th, although it has a big egg white vibe on May 19th to June 12th. But the epicenter of May 23rd to June 8th is where you want to focus. And that's where you'll see the best goodie bag showing up for you. Okay, you truly, truly will. I don't think that you are going to come into an inheritance spot. Venus rules your chunky money house. So much professional activation here. It's likely a tax rebate or money coming off of an investment taking off, but even more so, your professional endeavors lead to some kind of large check or large bit of money if you're capable of driving, like a commission check, a large royalty check, a sign-on bonus. If you're leaving something, and I don't think you are here, a severance package. A lot of you will come into money that isn't the daily earnings income. It's more like, here's some money. If you were in Starbucks and you're going to get some kind of multimillionaire walking in and tipping you like $600. But the vibe is more than a day in the life, right? The vibe is running a longer story. And so, yeah, May 19th to June 12th, but also May 23rd to June 8th. Very, very nice feeling there. Okay. And it's interesting to me, the more generous you are with your money, the better you'll be. The Kelsarpa yoga is being broken free of and getting outside from underneath it in your house of charity. This is the kissing the feet of the guru archetypally. And if you could allow for yourself to be more generous and more charitable with the money you do have or the resources you do have, it can almost open up a window between May 23rd and June 8th of even greater prosperity, because you have opened up a kind generosity towards others in need, the underprivileged, the underserved. As a remedy, just go out and donate some money to a cause that you think is important. And that can also amplitude up this money, professional career kind of success that the sky is trying to offer you. Good luck with that, Libra, sun, moon, and rising. Let me know how that plays out. You never err on the side. Generosity will never let you down, okay? And Mercury rules your house of being generous, and he's in the 9th house. So an international charity, something to do with a spiritual community and donating to your church or synagogue, that kind of stuff can be really good for you as well. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign. I love the sky. Why? Oh my gosh, what's not to love? You've got Jupiter and Venus loving you up in the 9th house. Yeah, like once every 12 years, as I said in the intro. And Venus is extremely, really happy to be here with Jupiter saying, are you okay with being on purpose? Because we're trying to get you there and you're going to enjoy the ride. So any place in your life where you feel purpose-free, without purpose, that's going to be a story. This is a house of grandchildren, and they're trining the North Node. And hey, Venus exalts your house of children, and Jupiter is the Lord of your house of children, and they're in the house of grandchildren. So you're not a grandparent yet. You could become a grandparent. If you're of age to be pregnant with you or your spouse, this is going to open up a potential positive window around childbirth, like birthing the child. Very lucky window for giving birth to a child. Yes, it's lucky May 19th to June 13th. It's even luckier May 23rd to June the 8th. Okay. Now, energetically, Jupiter up here can open up international travel opportunities. And Venus would say pleasurable, fun, spiritual ashrams, pilgrimages, book publishing deals, legal court cases going well. All of the ninth house is extremely lucky for you. Venus is also the Lord of your marriage house, and this could really open up a sweetness, a really loving your relationship partner and each other in a new, more harmonious way through fun, play, pleasure, and leisure activities together. And you might find also a renewed sense of spiritual connection to a person you've already been married to for years. If you're single and you're looking, Scorpios, for a relationship, then look no further than a pilgrimage or spiritual community, an educational community like a college campus setting, or somebody in a distant shore and far off land who's a foreigner, different language, culture, religion, and background. Love can come your way. Yes, it can. If you're separating from somebody in a relationship, you're going to be okay. This can allow for the courts and judges to favor you in legal matters connected to separation in relationship. That's all good. Now, Jupiter does rule though he is in an aversion, he rules your money and earnings and resources, and he will move into Leo on June the 30th. The story I'm trying to tell you is by aligning with purpose, you're going to ka-ching into bigger money, more earnings, and greater gains. This is a runway for that to be true. Now, some of you might not be working, you're retired, it's not a part of your wheelhouse. That's totally fine. But for those of you who are doing that, then this is going to elevate your success after June the 30th. You'll also notice that your sibling, because we all have them, some of us don't, but some of us do, your sibling too older than you could be a source of prosperity, guidance, goodness, truth, and knowledge towards you, for you. So that older sibling has a positive role to play. Now, because the moon is breaking the Kalsarpa Yoga in Virgo, and you're, where the node of fate is, and the moon is the ruler of this story, there is collateral benefits in your house of friends. A sibling one older, and two older, benefits from allies and benefactors trying to support you to find a purposeful direction in life. And by the way, human resources and administrative departments of corporate settings are also favoring you to allow for the actualization of some of your dreams and wishes. So I'll use an example. My son is going to take paternity leave, and he's negotiating how long he can go off his job. So this would end up looking really good May the 23rd to June the 8th, when we get the Kalsarpa Yoga broken free and broken through. In fact, with Mercury ruling the moon and the Kalsarpa breakage point, it could look like some nice chunks of money or better, compensation monies for people involved in corporate settings looking for some kind of stipend, bursary, compensation money, that kind of thing, All right, that's what I have for you, Scorpios. Hopefully you'll enjoy that ride, telling me how it goes. I'd love to hear back. I do listen to my comments, read them actually, and sometimes I tell AI to summarize it, but mostly I scan and I read, and I try to see what you guys are thinking and feeling. I don't have someone doing that for me. If you get a heart, it's really me. All right, Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising sign. You are a fire sign, bless your soul, and you're an adventurous spirit, but we have a very intense energy of positive money for you. That's because Jupiter in the inheritance 8th house, spousal shared resources, payouts from spousal separation agreements, money from tax rebates, money from buying and selling property, refinancing mortgages and loans, and sometimes investments. This is where Jupiter's traveling. It's going to come in chunks, and Venus is going to try to support that chunk to come your way. With the North Node being exalted by Venus and ruled by Jupiter in your 4th house, money from mom, dad, childhood legacy wealth, land, property, and real estate. Now, yes, this does look a little bit inheritancy for some of you. I have to tell you the truth. However, that is a prosperity story that you've been living with, more or less since last summer in July, when Venus and Jupiter were together here again in a rare double dip. So last year, from July till now, and now this July, actually till next July, there's a possibility of inheritance monies coming your way. In the shorter term, so we have the May 19th to June 12th, Venus in Cancer with Jupiter. Venus may transfer the luck to you being able to buy, finance a property, or sell a property and really profit from it. She can also transfer this beautiful luck to getting some kind of financial gain through debt relief, pay off debt. Someone owes you money and they pay you back. Why not, right? If an elder sibling owes you money, get the money back. If a friend or a friend owes you money, you'll get the money back. You can also pay down a credit card or a debt, and maybe you get a massive check for a tax rebate, and you can eliminate debts as well. So there's this vibe, and it's most auspicious May 23rd to June 8th, though it has been in action May 19th to June 12th. Jupiter is your ruler. He's working with the other benefic in a money house, but some of you may study or learn occult wisdom from a female teacher. Venus, Jupiter, female educator in the house of tarot, numerology, astrology, talking to the dead, take your pick. You might be going down that rabbit hole and learning something there. Shared monies with your partner. If you're married, this is the in-law money. So, I talked about your inheritance money. If you're with somebody, money from the in-laws coming to your marriage partnership is one of the signs that this can bring forward. And it's more likely to be free May 23rd to June 8th, like it comes more freely, and can also involve a female figure in the in-law setting. So your partner's mom, your partner's grandmom, that kind of thing, and money coming your way from that situation. It's possible some of you could get a job with the moon breaking free of the Kalasarpa yoga in the 10th house with Venus ruling your 6th house. And if you do get a job, the perks and the rewards are much bigger than normal. In fact, your long range goal streams and wishes of what you want to achieve, the gains of your career, your 11th house, allies and benefactors could lead you to a golden opportunity in a professional capacity and a new job. A new job is very possible under the sky. If you're already looking for a new job, if you started looking for a new job after May 19th through to June 12th, you're having a lot of luck. If you are still looking, May 23rd to June 8th is really, really good as well. And by the way, this is easily going to drive some of you to procure a pet. Okay. So if you don't have a pet, you might get a pet. If you want to get a pet under this, it could be a reincarnation of a passed away animal. You know, souls of animals reincarnate just like humans. So good luck with that, Sag. I'd love to hear how it goes. And then Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign. Well, the first thing I want to point out, Cappies, is that you look like you should be trying to fall in love, but you may not be able to pull it off. We'll talk about why. Jupiter's been trying to bring you committed love or business partnerships of great power and wealthy, powerful partners in all areas of life ever since last June 10th, when Jupiter entered into your 7th house. But now Venus also came here in July of last year and tried to rev up some commitment, some long-term love, some great business partnership opportunities, friends with money and wealth and power coming to you and giving you some love last July. We had a double dip of this combination of Jupiter, Venus, which is rare. It usually happens only once every 12 years, but it's back again for a second chance. So you went through a lot of Jupiter retrograde, which could have destabilized the relationship that situation with your partner that you are with, or that you have married, or that you were with. It's interesting now because nobody is retrograde, but retrograde Jupiter could also have dredged up people from your past lives. And I mean past life. Jupiter rules your Sagittarius past lives, or just the past. So it might have been like a period of time where through the fall until Jupiter went direct. I can't remember when Jupiter went direct. Anyway, you might have been dealing with people from your past. So how are you going to do? What are you going to do with this? Okay, it's going to be exact on June 9th. I don't know. Jupiter, if it has its druthers with Venus, would try to unite you with a romantic partner in a deeper level of commitment. He would try. That would be a story. Venus is the ruler of your romance and pleasure and sex, and Jupiter is like truth and knowledge and wisdom and true love. But Mars here is a little bit dicey. Well, he's full of passion, he's debilitated, and he could also be acting as a clobbering of romantic and sexual affectionate love with an existing partner. So there's two ways that could go. And because Venus is also the exaltation lord of your 3rd house, Jupiter is also the ruler of your 3rd house, you might find a new relationship coming in for single caps close to your neighborhood, close to your daily routines, grocery stores, gas stations, and stuff like that. Otherwise, North Node says travel to a distant land or a foreign place and engage in a long-term love story. That's what it's trying to say. But there's something going on with a romantic, sexy affection. Well, Mars can be a sexual passion here. He's debilitated, right? So there may be some issues there as well. You only get this Capricorn Jupiter-Venus combination once every 12 years. It goes back to your life back in 2014, 15, for example, right off of this one. What were you doing when it came to romantic love back then? How did it play out with this combination back then? I'll be doing a deeper dive closer to June 9th. You're going to definitely not want to miss that video because we're going to talk about asteroids and stars involved in this conjunction. I like the idea that Venus can translate career success towards you through other people benefiting you and helping you, whether it's a business partnership or whether it's going to be, a wealthy, powerful female. But somebody could come your way that elevates you to greater success in your 10th house of career. Okay. Otherwise, you could get a wedding proposal or marriage proposal out of this as well. The epicenter, the best time is the moon leaving the Kalsarpa Yoga and breaking free on in the Virgo 9th house. Now, this can bring single people love in a foreign land, love from with a foreign person, travel and love and foreign peoples and lands, all interconnected in most juicy and positive ways. But, the breaking of the Kalsarpa Yoga can also indicate from this position of the moon, a letting go, a surrendering and releasing of a relationship at the same time. I like the fact that the moon is trining you. This is giving you a real positive energy as you approach business partnerships, clients, customers, or possibly committed love stories, or generating something brand new. You'll know the lay of the land when this finishes up June 12th in terms of the shorter term window of goodness. If you're throwing things into the marketplace, you are succeeding. Like, here, everybody read my book, take my course. The audience fans of your 10th house belong in the 7th, and there's just a generous expansion, maybe more success, more promotional success, more advertising success that benefits the career path that you're on, especially true if you're an entrepreneur. And some of you may make entrepreneurial changes of directions and decisions during this window of time that are going to lead to more profit, more success, and more gains in your career. Siblings can benefit you greatly. A sibling 3 older, 3 younger, 1 younger. These siblings are bringing you great benefits and even prosperity. Look for that possibility to be true. May the 19th to June the 12th, with the best nectar, May 23rd to June the 8th. Circle your calendars. Book publishing. If you're writing a book, this looks good. Don't forget to submit your manuscripts to agents and publishers. Under this glorious window, you might succeed. All right. I'm one of you, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to your forecast. How are we doing with that Pluto energy retrograde? Are we hanging in there? Are we biting our nails? What's going on? It's intense. I've been looking at my own shadow. I have to go back over some old ground, but I'm doing a really good job of it. I had a tendency in life to attract difficult circumstances connected to relationships with narcissists, okay, and even stalkers, actually. And Pluto across the way is helping me clear that pattern. And so it's since 2023. And so I like to also ask you how you're doing, because you're one of me. How are we doing with Pluto? What are the shadow work energies that you've been excavating in your own life? Now, we have this beautiful lucky break here. It's gorgeous. It's like feeling into how you've been doing May 19th to June 12th. That's the window I want you to pay attention to, with the most extraordinary, more positive energy, May 23rd to June 8th. This is going to open up professional opportunities connected to work, to employment, to employees, if you have them. And those opportunities are golden. They are going to bring prosperity, luck, and enjoyment to your world. And it's especially good for you, especially auspicious for you, if you are thinking about how you want to expand your financial revenue. This can be, if you're an entrepreneur, of course, any which way, but if you're employed, you want to look at this bringing up like better outcomes. Maybe it's the boss is loving you out. Maybe you're getting a raise or promotion, but it's also expanding your earnings. And so the volume up of earnings, North Node there has been true, by the way, since January of 2011. I can attest to more earnings, but also your worldly success in how you make money is here. North Node can drive you, by the way, to be almost greedy or overly rapacious, like I want to get all that money. So be cautious for the dark side of Rahu here, but he will expand your finances connected to worldly success, connected to what Jupiter orders on the menu. Jupiter's ordering maybe to expand your employees, hire a female to create different outcomes in the daily routines and the way you make money. Jupiter and Venus want to change your dietary habits about what you put in your nose and mouth, your face, and that's going to increase your vitality and your vibrancy as well from May 19th to June 28th. It doesn't have to be what you add. It can also be but what you eliminate, like a food elimination diet or something like that. Mars is in your fourth house, who Venus is in charge of. So there's a move. Maybe I am moving. I'm moving to a new place. You could be moving. You could be renovating. You could be cutting and hammering and boxing stuff up. You're busy in the home. Yes, May 19th to June 12th. The nectar, again, May 23rd to June 8th, brings good things connected to your home life, but changes there, changes in the home, right? Some of you might want to get a pet under this energy for sure. That could bring a new animal into your life as well. But it'd be likely a Jupiter animal. Either you're getting the whole litter of kittens, you want more than one, or a big animal. This ain't a little, toy poodle or chihuahua. Jupiter likes something of stature, right? A stature animal. And Venus likes you to find some animal that brings you joy and pleasure and contentment and happiness. Venus is the ruler of your ninth house. This means it would translate that sixth house enjoyment of your work, your daily routines, perhaps your work life, you're increasing your health, your vibrancy, but translate it to the ninth house. Are you involved in teaching, educating, book publishing? Do you want to maybe off of the sky consider taking a trip abroad, away from home? Now, will you take a trip abroad away from home between May 19th and June 12th? Maybe, but you could also book or plan the trip. You have extraordinary benefits from allies and benefactors, a sibling one older and a sibling two older. These siblings have got your back. This is a window where sibling love is extraordinary. And Jupiter owning the 11th house of not only the sibling one older, who could be an employee, but also those people in your life that want to benefit you. They want to step up and be your benefactor, your patron. They want to help you. They want to give you a leg up. Well, those leg up people are showing up, but they're all connected to your livelihood and work, right? They're there for you now. It's important to ask them for help if you need it, or to trust the help they're giving. And there's a possibility, it's not big, it's kind of small, but some of you might get some kind of activation here with the Kalsarpa yoga coming off of the 8th house and freeing the energy up May 23rd to June the 8th, right? You might come into winning some money with Mercury ruling the 5th house and Jupiter allowing you to pay down debts, and Venus sextiling the moon. The archetypal energy of the breaking of the Kalsarpa containment yoga is that you could come into some lucky breaks financially, okay? Like a windfall, pennies from heaven, and even winning money. Okay? Especially given that Mercury, the guy who is the ticket guy himself, with shock and awe Uranus, is in the house of gambling, casinos, and winning money. In fact, I'm going to ask a friend of mine to join me in the casino anytime between May 23rd and June the 8th. I suggest you guys know your limit, play within it, but gambling and speculation can bring gains and wins. That's my take on that, okay? The North Node is in your sign. You have been expanding your footprint, stepping into more worldly success, owning your ability to be a kind of destined human on a path of accomplishment and success. And as the North Node and prosperity, and as the North Node is expanding you, Jupiter and Venus are loving the space of you, right? So Pisces Sun, expansion in career. Pisces Moon, home and emotional stuff, nest. And Pisces rising, your character in the simulation is expanding in its success stories in destined fated ways. And having the Jupiter story here flowing to that North Node, Jupiter owns the North Node, Venus owning the North Node and precisely flowing to it around the time of May 24th. All said and done, you're going to own a new piece of goodness. It's good luck. It's just good luck. You're very lucky. And your best luck is between May 23rd and June the 8th. That's where you're the luckiest. Now, Jupiter rules your career house, and if you're an entrepreneur in particular, you're benefiting during this time with a nice wave of entrepreneurial uplift and recognition, enjoyment and pleasure, and gains in your career. Now, there's a pregnancy fertility for a child. One of your children could conceive a child here. And so this is conceived child, May 19th to June 28th. May 19th to June 12th. Okay? Child conceives child. Maybe even more likely, May 23rd to June 8th. And with that true possibility, child conceives child. Mars rules your house of grandchildren. Venus is sextiling Mars from the house of conception. Child conceives child. Yeah. So you could be coming into grandparenthood acknowledgement here. That may be true as well in a longer time frame, but in the short time frame, you might see evidence for that, and you might hear about it. You might not hear about it till Mercury enters your 5th house, but you never know. A Mercury just could bring news of children unexpectedly surprising from your children, like OMG, you're going to be a grandma or grandpa. Yeah. If you're on the social media landscape, digital income, borderless revenue vibe, if you make money online, prosperity can come in unexpected layers of abundance. If you're in the writing, teaching, learning, scrying, divining, being an oracle online, doing social media to generate revenue, you're going to have a fortunate window of time here. Now, siblings are very activated for you right now, particularly a sibling one younger, particularly a sibling two younger, and a sibling, that's it. Those siblings benefit you greatly under this sky, and the best benefits from those siblings arrive May 23rd to June 8th, but there's an opening May 19th to June 28th as well. So as early as that, siblings can give you money, give you gifts, give you help, give you assistance. And again, it doesn't have to be one younger and two younger. The way the third house operates, it could be any sibling can be of great benefit to you. And if that's of any good news for you and you're looking for help from siblings, that's great. A sibling like one older you can provide you with a chunk of money, for example, right? So it's every sibling's going to have a different story. A sibling, one younger than you could just give you some incredibly positive, good fortune. And a sibling two younger than you could bring you into contact with a new love relationship. Now, finally, are you single? Well, if you're single, then you're going to look for love under the sky, aren't you? If you're married, you might just have more fun with your partner, more pleasure. But if you're single, when that Kalsarpa Yoga breaks on May 23rd to June 8th, get ready to meet somebody. Get ready to find yourself madly swooning in love with a big love story, the love of a lifetime. And you could meet that love person because you're traveling or you're wandering your own neighborhood or they're traveling. They could actually have some foreigner qualities under the sky, but you're going to meet somebody. If you're single and you look for a relationship to come your way, you have to want it. It's not going to just drop in your lap. Minnow Pond always says something like, you got to go out there and do something if you're going to meet somebody. And it's true, but you could meet somebody under the sky. So if you're looking for a relationship, this would be very soulmate, very destined. This is a relationship we would call big love, gregarious love, good, true love, good love, love that lasts, love that brings joy and happiness. It's a great sky to add in soulmate vibe and past lives and deep connection spiritually. So if you're a single Pisces and you're listening to me today, please go on a few dates, May 19th to June 12th. Know that the best window of time, however, is May 23rd to June 8th. If you're asked on a date, just say yes. Okay, just say yes and see what happens. Thanks for listening, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm sitting on a bar stool that I sold today. I have 4 bar stools. I'm moving. I don't need bar stools in my new place. So this is the last time you're going to see me sitting here, most likely doing anything unless I stand up, right? That was the last video you're going to see from this position. That's what we've got. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss this thing. I don't think I can do an outro. He's coming in the door. I'm just going to finish messaging this guy. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Take care. And I'll see you on the next video. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing.